High key, this is a pretty controversial subject that might trigger some people, especially men. Specifically, um, toxic masculinity, man. Toxic masculinity. And trust me, I can speak from existence or from experience because I realized later on in life that I was a little bit toxic with my masculinity, and here's why. I had a few encounters when I was really young with a male that was older than me that somewhat took advantage of me. I'm not going to get into any details, but it messed me up for a long time, right? As a young child, I was exposed to something that took my innocence, and I ended up becoming hypersexualized my whole life. But because it was a male, it really left me with a lot of unanswered questions or confusion within myself. On the same token, I've always been somewhat of a pretty boy. I don't know. I was not very happy about that growing up because I got picked on a lot. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna sit here and play victim mentality about what happened when I was younger. But the point I'm trying to make is when you have these feelings inside that are confusing and allow you to just try to understand what happened and why you had feelings towards said, we'll call it some molestation for the algorithm. I knew deep down I shouldn't be confused, but because of what happened, it like made me think about it way too much. I've always loved girls. Like, I've been, not to brag, but I've had girlfriends like every year since I've been in like preschool, like preschool. But anyways, I became a toxic masculine man because I was afraid to show any sort of femininity within myself. Like, I made it a point from when I was really young to become as manly acting as I can because my deepest fear was for people to think I was gay. Even though every single classmate that I grew up with called me gay, fag, all this shit. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, sad me. I've taken accountability for my actions. Like, I understand why I would probably gotten bullied. And I think that's a powerful thing to try to see it from the bully's perspective. But yeah, so all that bottled up anger and pushing all those feelings to the side or down within you about not wanting to being perceived as gay or feminine, in my opinion, causes a lot of men to really embrace a masculinity, like some say toxic masculinity, to counteract the perception of others onto them, because for some reason society's made it to where, well, not so much now, but back in the day, like being gay or perceiving as gay was like the ultimate thing that no dude wanted to be perceived as. And so with that, if you don't want to be perceived as that, what's the action taken to counteract that? Would be to become as big and burly and masculine as you possibly can. And then a lot of those dudes just end up hating women because they never really figured out how to interact with women, or like respect women is a huge part of it. Granted, I got blessed with decent genes. I've always been decent looking. So I've never really had, growing up, I never had any problems talking to girls or respecting girls. I also was blessed with having a sister, and that always helps. Because when you have a sister, it's like you've grown up just talking to chicks. Or not like chicks, but you get it. You talk to girls. If you don't have a sister, I feel like it makes it like you kind of put them more on a pedestal. Whereas like having a sister, it's like we're just equal. We're just people. Girls can also be extremely rude and mean to certain dudes. But they can be really, really, like, pure and, like, so soft, like a delicate flower. If you know how to, like, interact with them, you just gotta, like, learn girls and how they are and what it takes to just show that they can be comfortable with you, because you don't seem like a fucking creep. You never want to be perceived as a creep or a weirdo, because you're just done, bro. Well, I've already figured them out. I gotta learn how to articulate them. Give me 1 minute. Sculpt your personality, because like confidence comes from hard work, hard times, getting through things. Like confidence is like earned. And like, so when you're cool with yourself, I think the coolest people in the world are like the ones that love and understand themselves the most. So where they can like understand the meaning of like how important it is to spread that love that they feel within themselves. And then learn how to communicate in a kind way, but I don't know where I'm going with that one. And like at recess, I would just do my own thing, swing on the swings and shit. And the girls would just chase you around, bro. They're just oozing over you because you just don't give a fuck. And it's not that you don't give a fuck. You love these girls, dope girls, fun to be around. But it's just like, yo, at those younger ages, I was like, I got shit I'm trying to do with my life, and like that always works. Not even just when you're young, when you're old. Just work on yourself. Girls will follow. If you can like become like a dope person. It's not just like, oh, just work on yourself and girls will come. You gotta put in other work too.